Hello and welcome to the Moderator Guide to the Awarding Process. This short presentation will enable you to further understand your role as a moderator and to see how this affects the stages prior to candidates gaining their results. During this presentation, we discuss what happens before, during and after awarding and why, as a moderator, you need to know about this process. We'll discuss how your role can influence awarding and the importance of getting it right. Awarding is the process for deciding grade boundaries. This means the mark at which the grade changes, for example, from fail to pass, pass to merit, and merit to distinction. Why do we award grade boundaries? Well, the aim is to ensure that standards are maintained from one year to the next, because although we aim to always set assessments with the same level of difficulty, in practice these can sometimes vary. This variation can impact the candidate in two ways. They may get a lower grade because they sat a more difficult assessment, or they may get a higher grade because they sat an easier one. So, if an assessment changes year on year, like they do in some technicals, we maintain the same level of difficulty by reviewing the grade boundaries for each assessment. Awarding is carried out by senior examiners and moderators, and the process is overseen by Ofqual. As we're concentrating on moderation, we'll be discussing awarding of the synoptic assignment here. So before the awarding meeting, the principal moderator recommends the grade boundary after careful consideration of the level of difficulty of this year's assignment. They write a short report to help the panel at the meeting and to guide the process. Some principals are asked to select the scripts used at the meeting, and some are selected by the assessment team. Once the marks have been confirmed through moderation or regression, a group of senior moderators meet. During the meeting, moderators look at assignments on the grade boundary from last year. These are called archive scripts. And then they look at multiple scripts from the current year. The panel deliberate over scripts on and around the grade boundary until it's agreed that they have found the tipping point, from a fail to a pass, for example. This tipping point is found by comparing the work at one mark and then the next mark up. They compare the scripts to decide the mark for this year's boundary, which represents the same standard as last year. It must be agreed that it represents the same standard as last year by all members of the awarding panel. This is why archive scripts are referred to at the meeting. After careful consideration, the senior moderators decide what the minimum mark for a pass grade and the distinction grade should be to ensure that standards are maintained. The merit grade is automatically calculated as part of this process. So, why is it important to ensure that the scripts used at the awarding meeting have been accurately marked? This is where you, as a moderator, has some responsibility. If you allow an assignment to go through with a mark of 42, for example, but it was too harshly marked and should have been given 46, this mark is not seen by the panel. They would look at the work as though it achieved 42 marks. The outcome could be that they have to lower the boundary as the quality of work that they're looking at is considered distinction level. As you can imagine, this could completely skew the process. So it's therefore up to the moderator to ensure that the work is accurately marked. Your job as a moderator directly influences the awarding process. This is why we've created this presentation. City and Guilds ensure the whole process, from candidates sitting the assignment to them receiving their results, is completed effectively by training and standardising their teams of moderators. This means that a student who performed to the same level should get the same grade whether they sat the assessment this year or last year. As well as it being fair to students, this means the qualification will continue to be valued by potential employers, colleges and universities. I'd like to thank you for the time you spent watching this presentation. I hope it was useful.